Behind the bag, it gets to Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
All right, back on the East Coast. Welcome to Terrific Talk. Great to be with you here. Back from an awesome trip out in California. Got to go to LA, Palm Springs, San Diego. Got to see Steve in the flesh. It was a great time. We got to go to the Laker game. We saw LeBron versus Luka. It was a blast. Before I bring Steve in here, my voice does sound a little low today, a little congested. I am not hungover on this podcast. I picked up a little cold out in California, so I'm fighting that. So apologize for the low voice here. But it was an awesome trip. It was great to see Steve, Aaron, and the baby Dash. I got to see the driveway where Steve paces like a madman while doing this podcast. It was a great time. Steve, welcome back. What's up?
We're in, baby. We're in. Yeah, well, I wouldn't put the you getting sick, a little head cold on you. I don't think really anyone expects it to be 50 and raining in Southern California, and you had to deal with that nonsense. So California weather do better.
It was unbelievable. Like, you're on this podcast all the time telling me how great the weather is. All I've heard my entire life, San Diego, oh, it's always 70 degrees there and sunny. We also, I got to mention, we went to Palm Springs, which is in the middle of the desert. It's the
desert.
The whole plan for that was to just sit by the pool and chill. And the one main full day we were there, pouring rain, 50s.
Incredible.
Unbelievable. They literally said that 350 days of the year there, it's sunny.
Yep.
Unbelievable. They get 5 inches of rain there per year. I think they got half of that on the day we were there. It was unbelievable, the weather you guys got.
Yeah, we didn't do you any favors, and I'm sorry for that. But we did get to see a hell of a game at Staples. So we got to be optimistic about the trip. You got to meet Dash. You got to check out 1366. I won't give the full street name because I don't want anybody coming to find me. But weather was not great, but other thing, camaraderie, the game, all that, top notch.
It was an awesome trip. Tori and I had a great time, and I got to tell you, I'd never been to Staples Center, so I was definitely excited about it, and it fulfilled what I always imagined. It was just a cool experience, getting to see all this, statues out front. Can't wait for my man Kobe to get his own statue, but that was really cool. Inside the building was awesome. It's a beautiful arena, and
you definitely dunked better than Shaq too, by the way.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that, go look at my Instagram. The statue there is Shaq Duncan, and I got some good hang time on that one. It was nice.
You did. Great hang time. How about that intro light show? Isn't that I've been to a couple NBA games. I haven't seen anything like that.
I've never seen anything like that before either. It was cool. They had little curtains there, and they did the light show on it right in the center court. I love how they make the whole rest of the arena pretty much dark, and the lights are just on the court. It's very cool. Denzel Washington was at the game. You had the LA celebs out there. That was awesome. And then LeBron versus Luka. My takeaway with Luka was he reminded me a little of LeBron in this way. He was kind of quietly just having a really solid game. It wasn't like he was just pouring it on, but then you look up at the box score and he's just 28-8, real quick. Yep. And that's a little bit of LeBron-ish, LeBron, might not be just dominating the game, but you look at his stats and you're like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. So incredible.
He's indirectly dominating the game.
Incredible. And Luka had a really, really nice step back three in that game, which I came away very impressed with. So Luka is definitely, I think, going to be a future MVP in the league. I think the Mavs' future is really, really bright with him and Porzingis and the rest of those guys. I want to hear your take. That was your first LeBron experience.
My first LeBron game. Yeah, he's different on the court than any other player I've seen play live. His approach is scheming isn't it's not in a bad way, but it's almost like he sees the game differently and processes things differently. And because of that, he moves on the court different than other players. And it's kind of like tantalizing, if you will. Like when he's on the court, you can't not watch him.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. One thing that you mentioned as we were getting close to halftime of that game, which is, the Mavs went on to just kind of thump the Lakers that day.
Yep.
The Lakers had a 3 or 4 point lead. It was either like 62-59 or 63-59 at half. And if you didn't look at the scoreboard, and I feel like you said this, if you didn't look at the scoreboard, you would have thought that the Lakers were winning that game by 20.
Yeah.
And maybe that's like the Luka influence because he's not big and flashy. It's just he's very methodical, gets the job done. And whereas, there was a silly lob from LeBron to AD where I think like he's at the top of the key. And I said with like 3 seconds left on the shot clock, what is he waiting for? Oh, well, you just flick the ball up to AD and he'll go get it and put it down. They had a lot of big flashy plays, LeBron on the break, big dunk, where it just seemed like they were the team that was dominating. But, again, you get to the break only up 4 in one where the emotion of the arena feels like you're up 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Mavs just started beating just body shot after body shot. Now I potentially will be going again. Well, I will not again, but we'll be going to see Luka again. We fly back to the East Coast next Wednesday, and we're trying to coordinate to go to the Sixers-Mavs game on Friday. So it'll be cool to see him on both coasts. It'll be interesting to see him against the Sixers lineup, which from a defensive standpoint, I think we would be better suited to play against him than the Lakers. So I'll be interested. Again, if we can make that happen, I'll be interested to see Luka again versus a younger team, a little bit more of an athletic team all around, I would say. Philly, man, we continue to win at home, still undefeated.
Yeah, you guys are sick at home, just like last year. Just you protect the home court. It's incredible.
And we can't win anything on the road.
You're terrible on the road. It's really it's strange. What do you think of Anthony Davis?
Well, he didn't do anything too crazy. And like again, he had some crazy plays, but it's not like he locked down the game and was, Mr. Top, like a top 3 player in the league, top 3 player on the world. But then he went off for did he drop 50 like at some point this past week?
Yeah. We didn't see
the
that
talents there.
We
did not. The one thing with being with LeBron, you just wonder if that takes away a little bit of his freedom. And so I don't know if consistently night in and night out we'll be able to see the Pelicans AD that was getting 30 and 20, or was 40 and 15. Like I think that those, like this 50-point game, maybe you'll have a handful of those in this 82-game season, whereas with the Pelicans, he could have done that every night, I'm sure, if he wanted to. So I just wonder the pairing.
They're going to need to use him more than what we saw.
Yeah, I agree with you. A lot of what we observed was them getting him the ball like in weird spots on the court. And we were kind of like, why are the Lakers utilizing him in this fashion? Maybe it's just they're still trying to figure out their team, figure out their lineups, figure out their schemes. It's safe to say that I think they should watch that tape of the Mavs game as a how-to not use, like a how-to of like what not to do with AD, because he wasn't, again, he's freak of nature, but he wasn't jump off the screen. Like, again, LeBron moved different. Luka, you're like, oh shit, this is something. AD, you're like, yeah, he's talented. Yeah. I know he's one of the best in the NBA, but it's not like he didn't blow my doors off.
Yeah, they need to figure out a way to use him a little bit better. It definitely felt like it was solely LeBron's team, and he was just kind of out there. Should mention here that while we were at that game, it was a Sunday, and that was really the funeral for my fantasy football team.
Yep.
Really,
Nick Foles, man.
Nick Foles just screwed me. So I had the whole year, Matt Ryan, Jared Goff. I kind of switched them in and out the whole season. I saw the matchup for Nick Foles against the Tampa Bay Bucks, who have just been getting lit up all season long defensively. I jumped on it. I played Foles. He was atrocious, negative points, benched, taken out of the game. He's out for the rest of the season. Just a complete disaster, and it was against none other than Tim. So I've been getting nothing but text messages about the Nick Foles decision. He's just been absolutely slamming me. He's writing, "Stop crying and clean out your locker. Me and Solly will bring you back a t-shirt from the Super Bowl. Hashtag Nick Foles. The king is dead. You mean to tell me that Nick Foles thing was for real?" He's just murdering me right now. It's killing me.
You know what I'd say to that? Act like you've been there before, Tim. You know? People hate the winners, but which obviously you've backed up. We've discussed the multiple back-to-back titles here.
4 in a row.
4 in a row. All I'd say, you've been there before. You know how to be a classy winner. Tim, act like you've been there before.
Just devastating. So, yeah, I missed the playoffs. I don't even know if I've missed the playoffs before. Really, it's just been from the get-go, with all the injuries, a very tough season. And it's just super frustrating because I think I have Zeke and Derrick Henry. I just don't know how I scored the third most points in the league, and I'm not in the playoffs. It's just, it hurts. What happened to your team here? How did it end up?
So I did make the playoffs. I had some really bad GM decisions late in my season. I should have won my league, but 1 week I decided not to play the Ravens defense. Why on earth would I have done that? I forget even who I played over them. I lost by 2. The Ravens defense outscored the other defense. I decided to start over them by 10. 2 weeks ago, I got the win to get me in the playoffs, which was good.
Big.
But the 2 weeks leading up, our regular season ended week 13, weeks 11 and 12. I mean, just bad GM decisions. All that being said, I had Jimmy G on the bench last weekend.
That's a shootout that you would have wanted to.
I know. Yeah. Yep. I don't know why, Matthew Stafford's out. Why would I think that there'd be a shootout between the, undrafted rookie whoever the hell the Lions have in there? I just was kind of looking at the 5-star matchup, where they rated Jimmy G as a 3-star matchup against that Saints D. But the kicker of all that is, even if I had Jimmy G played this past week, again, didn't play Baltimore's defense. I played Houston against Denver, and freaking Drew Lock goes nuts. But even if I played Baltimore's defense and played Jimmy G, I still would have lost, which is crazy. Alshon going out, series number 2 of the game, obviously didn't help my case, but I texted my college teammate who ended up beating me and was like, "Hey, now go win this damn thing." Just not, again, I on the other, opposite of you, I was one of the lowest scoring point getters. I just was grinding out wins, ended up 8-5. Probably should have been 10-3, and like I said, would have won the league, which would have been a bye this past week, and then I would have been playing in the semis this week. But shoulda, coulda, woulda. Didn't get the job done. Now I'm on the sidelines. At least I've got the Eagles to continue to pull for as they stay alive in one of the worst divisional races that I can remember in recent history.
It's atrocious. Let's get to our Week 15 lines. I wanted to start with this one just to kind of gauge where you're at. The Eagles on the road against the Washington Redskins. Eagles here are favored by 4.5. Who do you like, Steve?
I'd take the Birds.
Are you really? That was a pathetic game against the Giants. They suck.
Terrible. But my one takeaway is, I said it to my dad last night. If anybody has seen the movie Pearl Harbor, Japan has the sneak attack against the naval base. Big declare monstrous victory, and the admiral is kind of like, "I fear we have awakened the sleeping giant." I'm hoping that first half against the 40-year-old Eli Manning has awoken the sleeping giant. Yeah, I mean, we could debate that. But I'm thinking that has awoken the sleeping giant. I liked the play of some of our younger guys. You know, obviously with Alshon going out, that hurts. But we've got young, hungry dudes, man. Perkins, tight end, third-string tight end, making big plays. Greg Ward making, he dropped one. I mean, you watch the play back when it happened in real time. I'm like, how do you drop that? It's, the defender did have was on top of him. So I'm sure locating that ball that last second wasn't as easy as you would hope. But again, he made a couple big catches, big first down in overtime. Boston Scott looking like Darren Sproles 2.0. I'm just wondering if this opportunity for those guys brings a little juice and life. The feel I've been getting the last, since our Super Bowl win, 30 weeks of NFL games for the Eagles since we won the Super Bowl. It's almost like because we won the Super Bowl, it's going to come to us. Like there's been the mindset hasn't been like we have to take it. It's almost like it's just going to come. So hopefully with these young guys, that mindset kind of trickles back in. We've just been banged up all year too. So I'm hoping that health comes around. The Skins are just not good, dude. It's bad.
All right, Steve, let's take a quick break here to talk about today's presenting sponsor on the Terrific Talk podcast, betonline.ag. Football and basketball seasons are in full swing. Get into the game with our exclusive sports betting partners, betonline.ag. Sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit to start betting college or professional ball. Every spread, every total, every winner or loser, straight bet, parlay, or tease your way through the whole season. You can even bet on wild proposition bets. Who's going to be the NFL MVP? Get the fastest to market odds updates and payouts with our new sportsbook partners, betonline.ag. Head over to BetOnline today on your mobile device to join and use the promo code CLNS50 to receive your 50% welcome bonus. That's betonline.ag, your online sportsbook experts.
What about the Rams at Dallas? Rams on the road here. -1, coming off a huge win against Seattle. Dallas, the underdog at home.
Oof. Yeah, it was a big win for the Rams. They thumped Seattle, doubled them up, which I was not expecting. We were out Sunday afternoon for a brunch, and there was a ton of Seahawk fans just kind of milling around the city. So I thought that was going to be a big-time Seahawks win, but the Rams, we talked about it 2 or 3 weeks ago. We talked about Todd Gurley. What is going to happen with him? What are they doing? Yeah. I read something last week or 2 weeks ago where McVay's kind of I just have to stop being stupid, or, maybe not that exact language, but he's just Todd Gurley needs to be the driving force of this offense. And then what do you know? They start to get a little hot. Dallas being underdogs at home is very scary.
I think Dallas is good. I'm going to go with the Rams, actually. I like the Rams here. Better coach. They're the hotter team. It seems like the Rams have kind of righted the ship a little bit. Dallas, I want to they have so much talent, but it seems like they're kind of floundering here, and you hear all the Jason Garrett talk. I think they're falling apart a little bit here. I like the Rams.
What I'm going to say is what I said with the Bills. I think the Rams win, but I'm going to go Dallas in hopes of jinxing them. Because that worked out for me with the Bills Mafia.
Yeah, it did. Bills are just a game behind the Patriots, which is unbelievable. Thumbs up, thumbs down this week, Steve.
Oh, man. I'm going to have to just say thumbs down to just wet. We talked about weather earlier. Thumbs down to the weather just all around. I'm in Portland. It's wet and rainy. I was in SoCal. It's wet and rainy. I had this head cold. I just view SoCal, don't be wet and rainy. Everywhere else, it's Christmas time. Where's the white stuff? You know what I mean? Give me the snow. I don't want this wet, damp, dreary shit. So big thumbs down to the weather. We want white Christmases around here. We don't want wet, brown, muddy Christmases. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
Thumbs up to Aaron and I. We didn't do Santa Claus for Dash this year yet. So,
oh my God,
it's a tentative thumbs up. How's that? That one was just for you.
Oh, that's the greatest thumbs up you've ever done. But there's still you got 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks.
I know.
Aaron's gonna crack.
I may preemptively jump the gun.
Oh my god, that is great. My thumbs up this week. Very excited. Spotify. Jay-Z's back on it.
Hey,
All of Jay-Z. Hove.
King.
You know I love Hove, and all his music's been on his stupid title service, and no one has that. So you haven't been able to listen to Jay-Z music for years. Finally back on Spotify. I've been going back and listening to some of the old albums. Pretty good time. Thumbs up.
But he's not the number one artist on your Spotify for 2019. Tell the people who that is.
Kanye West, everybody.
Your boy.
Kanye's my guy. Tori and I were talking about when we were in LA, who would be most starstruck by celebrities, and I think Kanye might be my number one. I would lose my shit if I ran into Kanye.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I just friends.
Yeah, well, I just would be, especially if you had then an interaction with him, that would be insane because God knows what would come of that.
Yeah. Who would be yours?
Shit, man, that's a really good question. Are we talking sports? You're talking everything.
Anybody.
I think MJ would be if I met MJ, I'd fucking lose my mind.
That'd be big for you.
Yeah, it'd be big time. I also think meeting Leo would be dope.
DiCaprio? Yeah.
Yeah. he's just a pretty, I don't know what he's actually like as a person, but he stands for some good shit. But yeah, I would probably say MJ. If I met MJ, dude, I don't know what I would do. I would probably lose my mind.
Obviously, Kobe's on my list too.
So for sure.
Thumbs down here. It just has to go to the fantasy football season. Just a disappointment. Yeah. The whole thing was just bumpy. I had to fight and claw. The Boogie Monster made it a valiant effort here to climb back, and I had a good team, and I don't know what happened. So we'll get get back next year.
I already chastised myself for just bad GM decisions this year. I think this year, for whatever reason, I knew I had a good team, but I didn't have Saquon was hurt and wasn't himself.
Yep.
Le'Veon Bell wasn't getting goal line touches. So it's just I got to the point where I was just overthinking all other positions because I knew I had to play those two guys, but I knew I had to somehow try to manufacture touchdowns. And I didn't play Hollywood Brown when he went off for 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. Didn't play Jimmy Garoppolo when he had 4 touchdowns against the Saints. Didn't play so many guys when, I could probably go on and on, but
Tyreek Hill.
I'm happy that I don't have to. Yeah, I'm happy I don't have to be stressed out at 9:55 on Sunday mornings anymore for the foreseeable future.
I hate Tyreek Hill. He completely.
What happened to him, man?
He just I guess karma. I don't know. Just a terrible season out of him. TV. What are you watching?
Still finishing out Big Mouth. Great season. Have you started it yet?
Not yet.
Got to do it. Still working my way through Breaking Bad. I'm on to season 4 now, I think. So a big season finale for season 3.
What happened?
So Jesse started going AWOL because the girlfriend he's seeing's little brother killed Nacho and then got killed by the drug dealers after they confronted the chicken guy. I'm blanking on his name right now.
Gus.
And then Gustavo. And then so Walt went and took those 2 dudes out as Jesse was trying to approach them, and then they have Walt and Jesse goes and caps Gale. Or at least you hear the gunshot. You assume.
Right.
So a lot went down.
Intense.
Yeah. But again, I will continue to reiterate, there's a lot of dead time in that show where you're okay, this is I know what they're doing. They're trying to character development, all that stuff, and the show's older, so it's not this day and age, but I would say every season so far, there's probably like 2 episodes that don't need to happen.
Fair.
I've also gotten into the holiday spirit. I've watched Elf. I've watched Die Hard.
Wow.
So no new TV. I know it's kind of lame, but like I said, we're 2 weeks out, man. You got to get hyped.
I just started watching this brand new show called Shark Tank.
Never heard of that before.
Tori and I have just been dominating Shark Tank. We while out in California, it was playing nonstop all the time. We've watched a lot of Shark Tank. Very good. Yeah,
Aaron and I were big time fans of Shark Tank when we were in on the East Coast. She always would have it on at night, and then I try to get the remote and move the sport. She's like, "I was watching that one. I wanted to see how it ended." And then 2 hours later, we're still watching. I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Yep, it's addicting.
You can't. It's a black hole, man. You can't get out. What was your favorite product or most memorable product that you saw?
Ooh,
or company?
That's a good question.
While you think, I'll tell you the one that I don't want to say most memorable, but the one that I then went out and bought was there was a ex-military guys that started a company that they were taking the shell casings of 50 caliber bullets. And they were turning them into bottle openers. So for my groomsmen, I got each of them one of those with the name or nickname that I called them.
Look at you.
That was kind of cool. Yeah, man.
I saw one.
I can't remember exactly what the company's called, but
it was a guy. I can't remember it was pickup pool. It was a guy who had he have a pickup truck and he basically made it a pool in the back. It was unbelievable.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you could just take the pool wherever you go. It was definitely I don't know if it was something I would do, but it was a cool idea.
Yeah, Shark Tank is interesting, man. There's a lot of people with a lot of ingenuity out there. And then there's 5 people that have a lot of money that can capitalize on people's smartness.
Yep, pretty much.
Funny how that dynamic works out.
And for that reason, I'm out.
I'm out. Who's your guy on there? Who do you like? You love Mr. Wonderful, don't you?
I do love Mr. Wonderful. Of course I do.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, of course you do.
He's hilarious.
He is funny.
I like them all, though. I think I literally liked every single one of them. They're all good. You love Cuban.
Cuban's Cuban's great. I mean, I like Robert because he's a fitness guy. He's a runner.
That's true. Robert is you're Robert, basically.
Yeah. You got to love Damon John Fubu, man.
The best.
Big time brand. It's funny. I was recently talking to someone about that. And I guess maybe it was when I was down in Austin, and it was Damon John became so rich literally because LL Cool J just caught lightning in a bottle with Fubu. You know what I mean?
It's pretty.
If it weren't for LL Cool J, that would have never happened.
The American dream, bro.
Yep.
All right, let's get out of here.
Mama said knock you out.
Don't call it a comeback. We'll see you next week, everybody. Kobe.
Everybody, trust the process. Flag will fly.
Kyrie. See you soon.
Welcome to Terrific Talk. My name is Tom Anderson.
Back,
Tom Anderson.
back, gone. Back, gone.
Tom Anderson.
Great cash, homie. I feel ready to go another 9 innings.
Touchdown.
I feel ready to go another 9 innings.
Touchdown.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Down goes Frazier.
Terrific Talk Podcast. Welcome back, Terrific Talk Podcast.
Here comes the hoe.
I'm your host, Tom Anderson.
First, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it. Back.